welcome to the Solid Signal Podcast for the week of December 2nd, 2013. This week we're talking about instant gratification. I want to go back to one of my favorite quotes, and it turns out it goes to Carrie Fisher's book, Postcards from the Edge. I didn't know that. I had to look it up, even though I love the quote. The problem with instant gratification, she says, is that it takes too long. It wasn't that long ago that we would sit at our computers or terminals or whatever and wait for a song to download. It would take 5 or so minutes to download, and then we could listen to it. It wasn't that long ago that we were just glad to have any sort of streaming video at all. And now it seems like if it's not instant and if it's not perfect, we get cranky. We've evolved into a completely on-demand society. We don't like to wait for content to come to us. We don't like content that comes to us at somebody else's speed. We want it now, we want it anywhere, we want it instant. And you know that's not such a bad thing. Although it's kind of immature, I grant you, that's the way that a 3-year-old thinks. Totally get that. But there's really nothing wrong with it if you think about it. It's just we do sometimes have to back up and say, hey, well, okay, this is taking more than 5 seconds to download. It's still probably worth it. My time is not so incredibly valuable that I can't wait 5 to 10 seconds for something to happen. To which I can almost hear a chorus of my listeners thinking, well, speak for yourself. I spent quite a bit of time over the last weekend with DirecTV's on-demand service. When DirecTV On Demand launched, which was about, I want to say 4 to 5 years ago, it was pretty neat to be able to get on-demand content from your internet connection no matter what. It wasn't usually as good as what you were going to be able to get from a connected cable company like Comcast because they control the bandwidth. That said, it was neat to be able to get that content, and I remember being happy that I could get standard definition content in almost real time, usually with only about a 1 to 2 minute delay, and HD content took a little bit of planning. Today, of course, we want HD content and we want it now, and DirecTV has competitors like Netflix which are capable of providing relatively high bitrate content pretty quickly. If you've got a fast internet service provider in the middle of the day, you can get HD content instantly. Sometimes DirecTV's content takes a little longer to come because DirecTV only uses the highest quality stream, where something like Netflix will drop down to a lower quality stream if it looks like they're having some problems. There's good in that and there's bad in that. Of course, if you want only the highest quality, you are willing to wait for it a little bit. Most of the time, you're just interested in seeing something and you don't mind if it drops down to DVD quality for just a minute or two while it's getting back up to speed. But I have to say, overall, I was very impressed by DirecTV's on-demand offerings. I hadn't spent a lot of time with them in quite a while, and I was surprised to see that the on-demand menus are cleaner than they've ever been, that it's easier to find things than it's ever been, and that when you do download something on demand, it's a lot easier to see it on your playlist. It groups it properly with other episodes that you maybe didn't record on demand, and it all looks great. You get the best possible quality 100% of the time, and especially DirecTV On Demand is excellent for binge watching. For those who don't know what binge watching is, it's when you sit down and watch a bunch of episodes all at one time. I started doing this when 24 came out on DVD because, it's a lot easier when you're watching 24 to actually go from the middle of each episode to the middle of the next episode. That way you don't have a heart attack waiting for the next one to start. At any rate, binge watching really took off this year, especially when people started to get caught up with Breaking Bad, and because Netflix offers full seasons of stuff, and it's just a lot of fun to sit there and watch over and over and over again. But I'm here to tell you that binge watching works a lot better with DirecTV than it does with Netflix. You don't have this constant drain on your network, and stuff can stream in full quality as much as you want. Fill up your DVR with whatever it is you want to watch, and then you're watching. You're not taking up bandwidth, which means you could also be going on the internet and stuff like that while you're watching, and it works a lot better. If you've got the premium channels, you'll find that, yes, there's Game of Thrones and Dexter and whatever it is that you really want to get caught up on. I'm personally getting caught up on Masters of Sex, and that it's all there for you and really well organized. So I guess the bottom line is here, what I'm trying to say is give that instant gratification a little bit of a rest. Spend some time with DirecTV On Demand because the extra quality really is worth it. It does make a lot more sense for binge watching, and it looks like they've spent a lot of time making this service better. I also have an inside line that tells me that they're going to be improving it even more in the coming months. So you can jump on top of that now and be an expert on it by the time everybody's starting to talk about it, because there'll be big commercials about it. Everybody will be discovering it like it's the very first time. That's about it for the Solid Signal podcast for this week. We're into the last couple of weeks of the year, and I'm looking forward to a couple of wrap-up podcasts, tell you what's been going on over the year. This is my first full year of podcasting. I'm very excited to do it, and I think I've gotten a little bit better at it as the year has rolled on. If you have any ideas for future podcasts, click that orange Suggest a Topic button at the Solid Signal blog, blog.solidsignal.com. I look forward to hearing from you, and until then, have a great week.